Hey, so I'm here at Cretech 2023 with Torus, and this is Trent. He's the CEO of Torus, and they do key management systems. And you're like, well, Phil, why are you, the mobile credential guy, talking about key management systems? Because, check this out, with a signal reader attached to their system, all I have to do is take my phone, and now I have access to keys. So Trent, can you tell us more about Torus and sort of like how this whole thing works?
Yeah, so Torus, we've designed Torus to make key management easy. So for too long, automated management of keys has been unnecessarily difficult, clunky, heavy. So we've used the latest technology stack and designed a product that's easy to install, very easy to scale, and easy to use for end users. So it doesn't require training, doesn't need certified technicians, and is about as plug and play as you can get for a key management solution.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest concerns with key management is obviously you're doing this to prevent keys from going out in the wild, right?
Yeah.
And from just allowing anybody to gain access to them. If you have a plastic card that you're going to use to gain access to this, I mean, yes, that plastic card will enable you to have access control, but if somebody loses that card, you compromise the whole integrity of the system.
Yeah.
Whereas with the ability to use your phone, somebody's far less likely to lose this than they would be a plastic card.
Absolutely, absolutely. So obviously card can be used on the reader, but using the mobile credentials is far, far superior.
Yeah.
And we have there's a fallback of a user ID and PIN, but clearly user preference will be mobile credentials.
Absolutely. And the other really cool thing about mobile that not a lot of people know about is the ability to enforce sort of multi-factor authentication. So if I take my phone, present it to the reader, it's going to ask me for my face at this reader. So now I can do not just what you have, but also like who you are. So I present this, present my face, and then this opens. So it makes your key management solution even more secure. Now, one of the really cool features of this box in particular is like the ability, and it sounds weird, like to say like this is cool and sexy, but like the ability to distribute keys in like a really efficient way. And what I'm talking about is like, if I open this up and I take key number 7, I can't take keys number 8 or 9. And I was wondering, like, can you talk a little bit more about that and like why that's important?
Sure. So every individual, whether it's a staff member or a contractor, will have different needs to access keys for rooms, buildings, to access assets. So each user will have their own key access credentials programmed in the software, which ties into the mobile credential, the user's identity. So Phil, you could have access to just one key, all the keys, and you'll see here the yellow light indicates the need for a witness. So dual authentication.
Wow.
So it's probably for a master key, for example.
Right.
You'll need dual authentication to access that one.
So if I do take out key number 7, right, I can't access keys number 8, 9, or 10. Those are just completely off to me, and that's fine. I close this. Yeah. How can I track who has this key at this point?
Okay, so the credential that was used to access the cabinet, which is your credential, so the system knows that Phil was the last person to access that key, and then if you haven't returned the key by the designated time, so each key position will have a designated timestamp when it should be returned. If it's not returned by that time, you'll receive SMS alerts reminding you to return the key. The facility manager or security manager will also receive those alerts. And then they can be escalated as well. You can have cascading alerts when keys haven't been returned.
And then I assume there's some sort of like central management software stack.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is it cloud-based? Is it on-prem? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, it's cloud-based.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's all built in using the Microsoft Azure stack.
Okay.
So really similar to Microsoft 365 architecture. So simple to deploy, no local software, no local servers, Microsoft SQL licenses, easy to deploy, easy to scale. So a single account can be used for a global organization, and then granularity down to a single cabinet location. You can have state views, regional views, national views.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the really cool things that you said earlier is about like how the user receives those notifications. So it could be a text message,
message or email.
Or email, which, by the way, people are looking at on their phone.
Yeah.
So this is clearly becoming the preferred communication method and distribution of information method of choice, so why aren't we also using it for stuff like this, which obviously Torus is. So if people want to learn more about Torus, where do they go?
Come to our website, torustechnology.com, and get in touch with our team here in the USA or Australia or the UK.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trent.